Imagine buying a 10 lakh luxury handbag in Paris and getting 1.8 lakhs back before you board your flight home. Sounds unreal, right? But it's not a scam, it's duty-free shopping. And this is one of the most brilliant economic tricks that government use to make you spend more while making you feel that you are winning. Here's what most travelers don't realize. Every year, billions of euros in refunds go unclaimed at airports simply because tourists forget to apply for them or don't even know the system exists. Meanwhile, countries like France, Dubai, and Japan have built an entire shopping ecosystem around the single clever concept. But here's the twist. While you think you are saving money, you are actually being nudged to spend more than you ever imagined. And governments? They're not losing, they're actually earning even more. So, how does the system actually work? Why do countries practically beg you to take the tax money back? And what are the hidden catches nobody talks about? Let's break it down. By the way, I'm Nikhil. I'm a chartered accountant by profession with nearly 2 decades of experience with EY, PwC, and one of India's top wealth management firm before launching my own startup. And this is FinNiki, where I simplify money the same way I practice it. So picture this. You are in Switzerland eyeing a 5,000 euro watch. That price tag already includes an 8% tax, roughly around 400 euros. Now, as a tourist, you're not using Swiss roads, hospitals, or schools. You're just passing through carrying the watch back home. So, the Swiss government says, fair enough, you shouldn't have to pay our consumption tax. They give you most of the tax back at the airport. Suddenly, your 5,000 euro watch feels more like a 4,600 euro watch. Your brain does the math quickly and says, that's a good deal. And you buy it happily. And that's the psychology brilliance behind tax-free or duty-free shopping. What is tax-free or duty-free shopping? Here's the simplest way to understand it. Whenever you travel abroad and buy something, maybe a perfume in Paris, a watch in Switzerland, or electronics in Japan, you pay a local consumption tax. In Europe, it's called VAT or value added tax. In Japan, it's called consumption tax. And in US, it's called sales tax. For residents, this makes sense. Their taxes funds their roads, healthcare, education. But for tourists, it's different. You're not using those public services, you're taking your purchase back home. So logically, governments ask, why should a temporary visitor pay the same tax as a local? That's how tax-free shopping or duty-free shopping was born. It's essentially a refund system that returns part of the tax you paid on goods you're exporting because you're not consuming them in that country. How it actually works? Let's say you buy a designer bag in France for say about 10,000 euros. That price already includes a 20% VAT, so about 2,000 euros in tax. You pay the full 10,000 euros upfront, no discount, no exceptions, but the store will also give you a VAT refund form linked to your purchase. At the airport, before your flight home, you stop by a refund counter or a customs kiosk. You show your passport, receipts, and sometimes even the goods themselves. Once a customs officer validates your claim, the refund gets automatically processed, either by the government or by a private company like Global Blue or Planet Tax Free. You don't get the entire 2,000 euro back. These refund companies charge a commission. So you might walk away with say about 1,800 euros. Still, that's a massive perceived savings. And suddenly, your 10,000 euro bag feels just like 8,200. And that shift in perception, that's what drives people to buy more, faster and guilt-free. Let's look at some real-world examples, and this is what actually happens in Europe. Non-EU tourists can actually reclaim their VAT across the European Union. That's why Paris, Milan, and Madrid have become global shopping magnets. If you ever wondered why you see luxury stores filled with tourists from India, China, and Middle East, this is the reason. Look at Japan. Foreign tourists can buy items without paying the 10% consumption tax as long as they show their passports and meet spending thresholds. Walk into any electronics store in Tokyo and you'll see huge tax-free for tourists signs. Now Dubai. When UAE introduced V8 in 2018, there was panic that this might kill the shopping tourism. But the government immediately launched a fully automated tourist refund system. At Dubai airport, there are special kiosks. You can scan your receipts, show your passport, and your refund is processed in minutes. Even South Korea, Singapore, and Thailand have similar systems. In fact, Singapore's Changi airport processes thousands of VAT refund claims every single day. Globally, the numbers are staggering. One study estimated tax-free shopping contributes over 12 billion euros in extra shopping annually in the EU alone. And companies like Global Blue processes millions of refund claims each year. For some cities, tax-free shopping isn't just a perk, it's central to their retail economy. If you're finding this breakdown useful, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps more people find this kind of content, and more importantly, it keeps me motivated and makes me realize that you like such kind of content and makes me motivated to create more such content for you. Why would governments give away tax revenue? It sounds counterintuitive, right? Why would a country return taxes it actually collected? Here's why it's genius economics. Reason number one, it makes tourists spend more. When you know you will get a refund, you're psychologically primed to spend bigger. It's the same reason why cashback offers work. You feel you're getting a deal, so you loosen your wallet. Reason number two, it makes country more competitive. If France offers tax refunds, but the US doesn't, where do you think luxury shoppers will go? Exactly, France. Tax-free policies attract high-spending tourists, and that's billions in retail, hospitality, and airline revenue. Reason number three, it boosts domestic businesses. Tourists buy more, stores earn more, job increase, hotels stay full, and the government earns back through other taxes. And here's the best part, governments don't actually lose much. Why? Because not everyone claims their refund. Some tourists forget, some don't qualify, and some just skip the queue because they are late for a flight. Those unclaimed billions go straight back to the government. So, even though it looks like they are actually giving away money, they're actually winning quietly. And of course, the system isn't perfect. For tourists, it can be a bit of a headache. You need to keep receipts, fill out forms, stand in long airport lines, and sometimes even unpack your luggage for customs. And refund companies take a cut, sometimes even up to 25%. So your 2000 euro refund can actually shrink to 1500 euros. For governments, there's constant threat of fraud. Some travelers create fake invoices, resell goods, or even misuse the system. That's why there are spending thresholds, time limits, and restriction on certain goods. And then there is fairness. Locals spend full tax on roads and hospitals while tourists gets refunds. Naturally, that sparks debates. Now let's look at a case study on how Dubai mastered this strategy. When Dubai introduced VAT in 2018, shoppers feared the end of its tax-free paradise. So the government moved fast. They built one of the world's most efficient refund systems. Now tourists can scan the receipts at the kiosk, verify their identity, and get refunds in minutes digitally. No queues, no paperwork. This helped Dubai stay competitive with shopping hubs like Singapore and Hong Kong. In fact, Dubai turned VAT from a liability into a marketing edge. It's actually a masterclass in how tax-free shopping isn't just about fairness, it's about strategic branding for entire economies. Now let's look at India. India has GST system, something similar to VAT, but we don't really have a consumer-facing tax-free shopping culture. If you are a foreign tourist shopping in India, you technically can claim GST refunds under Section 15 of the IGST Act. But in practice, the system isn't active. There is no dedicated refund counters at airports, no integrated process, and very few retailers even know how to issue the required forms. The result? Foreign tourists pay full GST and never get it back, which means India misses one of the biggest levers for boosting retail tourism. Compare that to Paris or Dubai, where even a 10% refund sign outside a store can draw in international customers. It's a missed opportunity, one that could make India's luxury and retail sector far more competitive globally. And here's the real magic. Tax-free shopping or duty-free shopping isn't just an economic policy, it's behavioral finance at scale. When you see a potential refund, your brain reframes a luxury purchase as a smart financial decision. It feels like you're saving money even though you're spending more. That's why luxury brands love tax-free systems. That tiny refund incentive turns hesitant shoppers into instant buyers. It's the same psychological trick as limited time offers, but smarter. Because here you're not pressurized by urgency, you are comforted by illusion of getting something back. Now, when you zoom out, you see why the system works so beautifully. Countries that offer seamless refund systems see higher tourist spending per visit. Retail grows, job grows, Hotels fill, flights increase, even though governments give back some VAT, they make it up through indirect taxes and overall growth. It's a loop of confidence. Tourists feel rewarded, retailers profit, and governments win long term. That's why cities like Paris, Milan, and Dubai fiercely protect their tax free status. It's not about generosity, it's a strategy. Now, technology is taking over. Many countries are going fully digital. App based refunds, QR code receipts, even blockchain based verification to cut frauds. The goal? Make the process frictionless because the easier the refund, the more you spend. It's that simple. And in the global tourism race, the most frictionless system actually wins. So, the next time you see that little sign saying tax free shopping, remember it's not just a perk, it's an entire economic strategy designed to make you spend confidently. What looks like a refund on paper is actually a psychological, financial, and strategic loop engineered to benefit everyone. You feel smarter for saving money, the retailers sell more, the government earns more. That's the genius of tax-free shopping. Simple on the surface, but sophisticated enough to power billion-dollar economies. So, the next time you are at an airport with that tax refund form in hand, remember, you're not just claiming money back, you are participating in one of the smartest economic designs in the world. Pass this video to a friend who's planning an international trip and let me know in the comments which country did you last claim your tax-free refund. That's it from me. I'm Nikhil Verghese and share this video because finance does not have to be tricky. Get FinNiki.